Okay, today we're working on lesson 15. Involves very similar to what we were doing in 13 and 14, but it adds the additional step of graphing, which we've done before. So just kind of putting it all together. So the cost of renting a car is $25 per day plus a one-time fee of $75.50 for insurance. How many days can the car be rented if the total cost is to be no more than $525? Write an inequality to model the situation. So $25 per day plus $75.50 for the insurance, and my total must be no more, so less than or equal to $525. So to solve this, opposite of addition, so the egg just asked me to be able to set it up. Remember, when you're setting these up, don't put your variable by yourself. So I shouldn't see something like 525 minus 750 divided by 2 is less than or equal to D. Variable never stands alone when you're setting up an original equation. So part B asks us to solve and graph it. So the first thing we're going to do is 75.50 is being subtracted from each side. And so we are left with 25D is less than or equal to, so when I subtract that, turn my calculator on here, 25 minus 75.50, and I get 449.50. And then opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 25. So I take my calculator, I take that answer, divide it by 25, and we get the number of days must be less than or equal to 17 98/100. So when I go to graph that, set up my number line, and so 16, 17, 18, 19, so I put a handful of numbers on there, and then 17 98/100. So that circle is going to be really close to 18, but not at 18. That one's actually probably not close enough. I want to be right touching it. I'm going to eventually get this right up there. There we go. And then because I have an equal bar, that needs to be shaded in. And then it is less than, so I'm going to shade to the left. Hi, so my graph is done. Now it says interpret the solution in the context of this problem. Hi, and so the car can be rented for 17 days or less. Okay, doesn't have enough money for the 18th day. All right, next page. Okay, so for each problem, 3, 4, and 5, we're going to write, solve, and graph the inequality, and then interpret the solution within the context of the problem. Mrs. Smith decides to buy 3 sweaters and a pair of jeans. She has $120 in her wallet. If the price of the jeans is $35, what is the highest possible price of the sweater if each sweater costs the same price? So she spends $35 on the sweater, and $35 on the jeans, and then 3 sweaters, so 3 times X, and that total has to be less than or equal to the $120 she has in her wallet. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 35 from both sides, and so 3x must be less than or equal to 85. Divide by 3, and so x must be less than or equal to, let me grab my calculator here, and I get 28, and since it's money, I'm going to use decimals, round off to the hundredths place, 28 and 33 hundredths. So when I go to graph, put a minimum of 3 numbers on there, and then my circle is at 28 and 33 hundredths, or 28 and a third, so put my circle there. I do have an equal bar, so that circle is going to be filled in, and the amount of money is less than that, so I shade to the left. To interpret the solution, the most, each sweater can cost is $28.33. Unless they ask you to worry about tax, don't even start thinking about that. You'll have problems later on that'll put that in. Okay? All right, problem number 4. The members of the select chorus agree to buy 250 tickets for an outside concert. They buy 20 fewer lawn tickets than balcony tickets. What is the least number of balcony tickets bought? So if B is the balcony tickets, then the lawn tickets is B minus 20. Okay, so the balcony tickets plus the lawn tickets, and all of that right here, they want at least 250, so that's a greater than or equal to 250. So to solve this, first thing I'm going to do is add 20 to both sides. And when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and combine my two B's together and make that 2B. I'm going to divide both sides by 2, and so B must be greater than or equal to 135. So 134, 135, 136. Put my circle at 135. There's an equal bar, so I'm going to fill it in, and it is greater than that I am shading. Okay? So the least number of balcony tickets bought is 135. Okay, on question 5. Samuel needs $29 to download some songs and movies on his MP3 player. His mother agrees to pay him $6 an hour for raking leaves, in addition to his $5 weekly allowance. What is the minimum number of hours Samuel must work in 1 week in order to have enough money to purchase the songs and movies? All right, so he needs a total of $29. So he's going to get paid $6 per hour, and then add that to the $5 he's going to get paid for his allowance, and that total must be greater than or equal to the $29 that he needs. So subtract 5 from both sides. So 6H is greater than 29 minus 5 is 24. Divide by 6. So the number of hours must be greater than or equal to 4. So when I graph that, draw my number line, 3, 4, 5. my circle is at 4. There is an equal bar, so I'm going to fill that in. I am going to shade to the right because it is greater than, and then interpreting the solution, Sam needs to rake leaves for a minimum of 4 hours. All right, that's it. Go ahead and start on your problem set. On all the problems in your problem set, you want to set up your equation or your inequality, solve it, then graph it, and then interpret it. So you might need more room than what's on the page.